Have you ever had one of those days where everything starts slightly wrong and then somehow keeps getting worse? You wake up tired. Your inbox is already angry. A meeting runs too long. Someone misunderstands you. You try to focus, but your brain feels like a browser with 37 tabs open. By lunchtime, you are not even working anymore. You are just surviving the day with caffeine and emotional damage. Caroline Webb's How to Have a Good Day is built around one hopeful idea. A good day is not just something that happens to you. It is something you can design. Not perfectly, not magically, not in a wake up at 5 a.m. and become a productivity unicorn kind of way. But through small, science-backed choices, you can shape your attention, energy, relationships, decisions, and reactions. You can make it easier for your brain to stay calm, focused, creative, and connected, even when the day is messy. This book blends behavioral science, psychology, and neuroscience into a practical guide for ordinary working humans who want fewer bad days and more days that actually feel manageable. The Lazy Capybara version? You cannot control every wave in the pond, but you can learn how to float better. The big idea: your brain is always choosing a mode. One of the most important ideas in the book is that your brain does not experience reality neutrally. It filters. Every moment, your brain is deciding what to notice, what to ignore, what feels threatening, what feels rewarding, and what deserves energy. Webb explains that we often operate between two broad modes. Defense mode. This is when your brain feels threatened. You become tense, reactive, narrow-minded, and more likely to see problems everywhere. Small issues feel personal. Feedback feels like attack. Delays feel like disasters. People seem annoying. Your thinking gets smaller. Defense mode is useful if you are facing real danger, but it is not great for a Tuesday morning meeting. Discovery mode. This is when your brain feels safe enough to explore. You become more curious, creative, open, and flexible. You listen better. You solve problems more easily. You notice opportunities. You handle setbacks with more patience. A good day is not a day without problems. A good day is a day where you spend more time in discovery mode than defense mode. And the beautiful thing is that small actions can influence which mode your brain enters. Your body posture, your breathing, your goals, your language, your environment, your assumptions about other people, your breaks, your energy habits. Tiny inputs can change the state of your mind. This is why the book is so practical. It does not ask you to change your entire personality. It asks you to use small levers that shift your day in a better direction. The 7 building blocks of a good day. Webb organizes the idea of a good day around 7 areas. 1. Priorities. Choosing the intentional direction of your day. 2. Productivity. Using your time and attention well. 3. Relationships. Creating better interactions with people. 4. Thinking. Making clearer decisions and solving problems. 5. Influence, communicating in ways people can actually hear. 6. Resilience. Recovering when things go wrong. 7. Energy. Managing your physical and emotional fuel. Together, these create a system for turning daily chaos into something more intentional. You may not control your boss, clients, traffic, meetings, or random surprises, but you can control how you prepare, how you focus, how you respond, and how you recover. That is where a good day begins. Start with intention. Tell your brain what to look for. One of Webb's most useful lessons is that your brain pays attention to what you prime it to notice. If you start the day thinking, "This is going to be awful," your brain starts collecting evidence to support that story. A delayed email becomes proof. A weird tone in someone's message becomes proof. A small mistake becomes proof. A boring meeting becomes proof. Your brain becomes a lawyer building a case for your bad day. But if you start with a clear, positive intention, your brain has a better target. Not fake positivity. Not pretending problems do not exist. A positive intention simply means deciding what you want to move toward. For example, I want to make progress on the proposal. I want to listen carefully in this meeting. I want to make this conversation easier. I want to stay calm under pressure. I want to finish the day with one important thing done. This is powerful because vague days become reactive days. When your brain does not have a clear direction, the world gives it one. Your inbox becomes your boss. Other people's urgency becomes your priority. Random distractions become your schedule. Setting intention gives your day a center. Very simple, very capybara with a tiny mission statement. Use positive goals instead of avoidance goals. Webb explains that how you frame goals matters. Many people set goals in negative language. Stop messing up. Don't be late. Don't lose customers. Don't sound nervous. Don't forget anything. Don't annoy the client. The problem is that avoidance goals keep your brain focused on the thing you are trying to avoid. If I say, don't think about an anxious capybara in a business suit, congratulations. That capybara is now in your mind. Instead, Webb recommends positive goals. Goals that point toward the outcome you want. Change. Don't lose customers. 2. Make the product easier and more valuable for customers. Change. Don't sound nervous in the presentation. 2. Speak clearly and help the audience understand the main idea. Change. Stop procrastinating. 2. Take the first small step on the project before lunch. Positive goals put your brain in approach mode. They create movement. They tell your attention where to go. Make when-then plans. Good intentions are useful, but days are messy. So Webb recommends planning for obstacles with when-then statements. The structure is simple. When X happens, then I will do Y. For example, when I feel overwhelmed, then I will take 3 slow breaths and write the next small step. When I finish breakfast, then I will open my priority document before checking email. When I notice myself scrolling, then I will stand up and reset for 1 minute. When someone gives difficult feedback, then I will ask one clarifying question before reacting. This works because it reduces decision-making in the moment. When stress hits, your brain may not be at its best. A pre-decided plan gives it a track to run on. You are not relying on perfect discipline. You are giving your future self instructions, like leaving a tiny map for the slightly tired capybara you become at 3 p.m. Productivity. Make the big things smaller. One reason bad days happen is that big tasks create emotional fog. A project like prepare for election, write the strategy, launch the product, or fix the business can feel so large that your brain starts avoiding it. The task becomes a giant shadow. Webb suggests breaking intimidating work into small, concrete next steps. Not finish the presentation. Start with write the opening slide. Not prepare for the meeting. Start with list the 3 decisions needed. Not grow the business. Start with email 5 potential partners. Not fix my health. Start with walk for 10 minutes after lunch. The brain handles specific actions better than vague monsters. Once the task becomes small enough to start, momentum appears. This is one of the most practical ways to rescue a difficult day. Ask, what is the next visible action? Not the entire solution, not the perfect plan, just the next step. Progress often begins when the problem becomes small enough to touch. Protect focus with breaks. Webb also emphasizes that focus is not unlimited. Many people try to push through long stretches of work and then wonder why they end up checking their phone, drifting, snacking, or staring at a document like it has betrayed them. The brain needs recovery. Research on high performers often shows that deep practice and focused work happen in blocks, with breaks in between. A practical rhythm is to work in focused sessions of around 60 to 90 minutes, then pause. A break does not need to be dramatic. Stand up, stretch, walk outside, drink water, breathe slowly, look away from the screen, talk to someone briefly, reset your posture. A break is not laziness, it is maintenance. Even the most productive capybara cannot stare at spreadsheets forever without becoming spiritually confused. Relationships. Connection. Changes the day. A huge part of having a good day is dealing well with people. One difficult conversation can ruin your mood. One supportive interaction can restore your energy. One misunderstanding can create hours of stress. One moment of connection can make work feel human again. Webb explains that relationships improve when we create more trust, curiosity, and common ground. This does not require becoming everyone's best friend. It can be as simple as showing genuine interest. Ask a real question. Notice a shared interest. Remember something personal. Acknowledge someone's effort. Listen without rushing to reply. These small signals tell the other person's brain, you are safe here. And when people feel safer, they become more open, cooperative, and creative. In work, this matters enormously. People do better work with people they trust. Handle tension without triggering defense mode. When there is tension, many people either avoid it or attack it. Avoiding creates resentment. Attacking creates defensiveness. Webb suggests a more skillful approach. Speak honestly, but in a way that reduces threat. Instead of saying, you never follow through, try, I'm confused because I thought we were aligned, but the project has not moved forward. Can you help me understand what changed? This kind of language does three things. It describes your experience. It avoids labeling the other person. It invites explanation. The goal is not to win the conversation. The goal is to understand what is happening and move toward a better outcome. A good conversation is often the difference between a bad day and a repaired day. Thinking. Use a problem tree. When problems feel complicated, Webb recommends breaking them into a problem tree. Start with the trunk, the central question. For example, how can we improve profits? Then create main branches, increase revenue, reduce costs. Then create smaller branches, launch a new product, improve pricing, win back old customers, cut unnecessary software, renegotiate supplier costs, improve sales conversion. The point of the problem tree is to make complexity visible. When problems live only in your head, they feel like fog. When they are mapped out, they become options. This helps your brain move from panic to analysis. And once you can see options, you can choose. A problem tree is basically a calm little map through the jungle. The jungle may still be wild, but at least you know where the vines are. Make better decisions with better questions. Webb also recommends using simple decision routines. When facing a difficult choice, ask, what are my options? What are the likely benefits? What are the risks? What is the worst realistic outcome? What would I do if that happened? Who has useful information I have not asked yet? What advice would I give a friend in this situation? That last question is especially powerful. When you imagine advising a friend, you create psychological distance. This helps you think more calmly and less emotionally. Sometimes we are wiser for other people than we are for ourselves. So borrow that wisdom. Ask, what would I tell a friend to do? Then consider taking your own advice. Influence. Make people care. If you want to influence people, in a presentation, meeting, pitch, or conversation, Webb teaches that you need to work with how attention actually functions. People do not automatically care because you are speaking. They care when they feel involved, when the message feels relevant, and when they can see why it matters. So before presenting, ask, why should this audience care? What problem does this solve for them? What choice or action do I want them to take? How can I make this easier to understand? Where can I create involvement instead of passive listening? People remember more when they participate. Instead of simply telling people information, invite them into the process. Ask a question. Show a simple visual. Draw live. Use examples. Let people choose which topic to explore first. Connect the message to their real challenges. Prepared slides can be useful, but live explanation often feels more engaging. When people see ideas being built in front of them, they pay attention differently. Influence is not about sounding impressive. It is about making the message land. Resilience. Step back before you react. Bad moments happen. A customer is unhappy. A colleague criticizes your work. A plan falls apart. Someone sends an annoying message. You make a mistake. In those moments, your brain may enter defense mode quickly. Webb suggests creating distance. Imagine the situation is happening to a friend. What would you advise them to do? Or speak to yourself in second person. You can handle this. You need to pause before replying. You have solved hard things before. You should ask one question before assuming the worst. This may sound simple, but it helps shift the brain out of emotional overload. Distance creates choice. Choice creates better responses. Remember, past strengths. Another resilience tool is to remind yourself of difficult problems you have already handled. When facing a new challenge, ask, when have I faced something like this before? What helped me then? What strengths did I use? Who supported me? What did I learn? What part of that can help me now? This is not empty self-confidence. It is evidence-based confidence. You are reminding your brain, we have handled hard things before. That memory can restore courage. A capybara who has survived one thunderstorm does not need to love the next one, but it knows where the good shelter is. Energy. Notice your patterns. A good day depends heavily on energy. Webb encourages self-awareness around your natural patterns. When are you sharpest? When do you crash? What foods affect your focus? Which meetings drain you? Which people energize you? What kind of break actually restores you? What time of day is best for creative work? What time is better for admin? Many people try to force the same energy all day, but humans are not machines. Instead, work with your rhythms. Schedule demanding tasks when you are naturally stronger. Use low-energy periods for simpler work. Take movement breaks. Eat in a way that supports focus. Use small recovery rituals. Energy management is not a luxury. It is one of the foundations of a better day. Gratitude. Train the brain to notice good things. Webb also recommends simple gratitude practices. At the end of the day, think of 3 things that went well. They do not have to be huge. A kind message, a good cup of coffee, a task finished, a laugh, a problem solved, a walk outside, a moment where you stayed calm. This matters because the brain has a negativity bias. It tends to notice threats and problems more easily than small good things. Gratitude balances the mental spotlight. It does not deny the bad. It simply refuses to let the bad own the whole story. Some days are not perfect, but they still contain something worth noticing. How to apply this book today? Here is a simple good day reset you can use immediately. 1. Set one positive intention. Ask, what do I want to move toward today? Write it in positive language. 2. Choose one priority. Ask, what would make today feel worthwhile if I got it done? Make it specific. 3. Create one when-then plan. Example, when I feel distracted, then I will take one breath and return to my priority. 4. Break the scary task into one small step. Do not solve the whole mountain. Find the next stone. 5. Schedule one real break. Protect a small reset before your brain forces one through distraction. 6. Improve one interaction. Ask one genuine question. Give one clear appreciation. Clarify one tension calmly. 7. End with 3 good things. Train your brain to notice what worked. Small practices. Big difference. The main takeaway. How to have a good day is not about forcing every day to be perfect. That would be impossible. It is about understanding how your brain works so you can guide your day more intentionally. You can set clearer intentions. You can frame goals in a better way. You can plan for obstacles. You can shrink overwhelming tasks. You can protect focus with breaks. You can improve relationships through trust and curiosity. You can make better decisions with simple structures. You can influence people by making your message matter. You can recover from setbacks by creating distance. You can manage energy instead of pretending you are a robot. A good day is not built from one grand transformation. It is built from small moments of awareness. A pause before reacting. A better question. A clearer priority. A calmer conversation. A reset when your energy drops. A decision to look for what is useful instead of only what is wrong. Final reflection. You will still have hard days. This book does not remove difficult people, surprise problems, broken systems, deadlines, traffic, messy emotions, or confusing meetings. but it gives you tools. And sometimes, tools are enough to turn the day, not from terrible to perfect, but from chaotic to manageable, from reactive to intentional, from tense to curious, from scattered to focused, from drained to slightly more alive. And honestly, that is a very good start. So today, before the world grabs your attention, choose one intention. Decide what kind of day you want to shape. Then take one small action that supports it. Because a good day is not always found. Sometimes it is made. Gently, patiently, one better choice at a time. And as always, stay calm, stay curious, and move like a lazy capybara who knows how to breathe before opening the inbox. Subscribe to the Lazy Capybaras for more calm, practical book summaries that help you think better, work smarter, and create better days without needing perfect conditions.